Depressing, depressing. Another freaking dead day. This is so crazy. I hope it picks up. I'm having total buyer's remorse now. I'm like, I bought a used car for the fact that I was so busy with all these deliveries, and now there's no deliveries. Oh my God, it's so crazy. Yeah, there was one on Instacart for $64, but it was in Ellington and it was 3 orders. I'm like, no. I have an 1145 at Walmart, so I don't think I would have time to pull that off. And I've never done 3 orders for Instacart before, so I don't know how that would work. I've done 2, 3, I don't know. It's probably not much crazier, but who knows? I don't know. I just went and got gas, and I'm like looking at the boards, and there's just nothing. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff on Instacart, but it's all far away. So I'm like, weekends are never slow. This is crazy. And of course, I can't work a full day today, so that makes me like a little bit more stressed out. But you know what, though? I'm complaining right now, but when it hits, it's gonna hit, and then I'm gonna like not have time to pee. I remember those days. But I did love those days. So I wanted to kind of talk a little bit while I had some time about point pickup. Basically, it is, I mean, supposedly they do other stores, but in my area, it's been Walmart. So Walmart has 3 types of deliveries. They have regular pickup, they have express, and they have ASAP. So the regular is people will schedule a time, like, I don't know, between 6 and 7. And it's regular groceries. So they order the groceries online, and they pick a time slot, and they choose delivery. And so then what happens is point pickup gets those orders, and the Walmart people fill it, obviously. They do the shopping. And then on the app, it will say pick up at, like, for instance, I have 11:45. So I got to go to Walmart at 11:45. So you just go to the pickup area. There's a designated area. You pull into a spot if they're not full. In the crazy days, that area would be full and you would have to wait. And people start yelling at you and screaming because no one pays attention. And yeah, so it got crazy in the crazy days. It's not really like that right now. So anyway, so you pull in to the marked spot. You go on the app and put, that you're there. And then the employees come out when it's your turn, because they go in order of how people got there. The numbers don't matter. That's not the order they go in. They go in the order that people arrived. So then they'll come out to you, and they'll ask you, because on the order it tells you the person's name that you're picking up for. You tell them the name. They go and get the groceries. They load it wherever you want. I have it. That's why I have a sheet back there, because I have them load it in the back. They don't want you to put it in the trunk unless you have a hatchback, because especially in the summer, because there's no air that gets back there. So that's why I have it put in the back. So anyway, they'll load it, and they'll tell you when they're ready, and then you hit confirm pickup, and then it tells you where it's going, and it says navigate. Boom, brings up your maps. You deliver. You go, and then it will tell you in the delivery instructions. It will say, leave at front door, or if it doesn't say anything, then you just leave it at the front door. Ring the bell when you're done. Some of the deliveries ask for a picture, so you gotta take a picture. What I like to do is I'll bring a few of the groceries up to the door and I'll take my phone with me, and then I'll take a picture then, because if you take a picture while someone's standing, because people tend to come out while you're doing it. So sometimes. So I don't want to take a picture of them in it, or, while they're standing there, or they'll take the groceries away and you can't, have a picture of groceries. So I like to just take my phone with me, take what I can carry for the first bunch, put it down, take a picture, and then I'll go back and get the rest of the groceries. And then you just hit complete delivery, ring the doorbell, take off. That's it. So it's pretty simple. That's the regular pickup. Then they have express, and express is in a completely different area. There's a sign out front that says express drivers here, and you pull right up to the door where the sign is. You check in that you're there. Now, Some Walmarts you have to call them and say, I am an express driver, I'm here, blah, 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 for this order, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it can take you forever for them to answer, so. And sometimes they see you and they come right out with the groceries. It all just depends on the store. But they bring the groceries out to you. You have to load them in the car, and then you just leave the cart out front. And then you deliver it right away, and boom, done. Same thing. Because what the express is people want it quicker. So they pay an extra money to get it quicker. So that's why and when you pick it up, when it says express, it will say right on the app, express, and it has like a little lightning bolt. And it tells you arrive by this time, deliver by this time, and it's usually like a 45-minute window. So it's not usually too crazy if they come out right away. Sometimes they don't come out, but this one's usually pretty good. And then they have ASAP, so that means somebody went on and they're like, I need these now. And but you go to the pickup area now. The theory is that because it's an ASAP, they're gonna come out right away. They don't. They still go in order, which is fair, you know, but it's hard when you're the driver. So you go to the regular pickup area for those, and you do the same thing. You tell them the name, and they load up the groceries and you deliver. I like to double up the ASAPs with the regular, or the expresses with the regular. And I'll separate them in the back. I'll have like a divider so I know which is which, because you make the best. If you're going to the same town, it works. One time, I got an ASAP and a regular on the same street. It was fantastic. Now, doing an ASAP and a regular is tricky because you have to tell the person that is loading you have to ask them if they'll take a second order. So my key is, I pretty much have gotten to know a lot of the people that load at Walmart. So I'll say, this is my first order. This is the name. Do you mind getting a second one if I load this one? So a lot of times, since I'm friendly with them, they'll do it. So they'll go get the first one, and while they're going to get the second one, I'll load the groceries in the car. And then I'm usually done by the time they come back with the second, and I'll help them do the second, and then boom, I'm gone. But it worked out when I did the two there on the same street. That was awesome because they were literally like 3 houses away. Now, the people that load the groceries at Walmart are not obligated to do that for you. So it's tricky. You're taking a risk because you have to accept the order before they'll tell you the name of the customer. So they might say, oh, well, what's the name? Let's see how big it is. And then they might say no. And you've already accepted it. And then you can get penalized for not doing it. So you have to be careful. You have to really know your Walmart. You have to know the people. You have to know if they'll accept it, because they don't have to. They're not obligated to do 2, especially if there's a lot of cars. And that's one thing to be mindful of when you're accepting 2 orders at once. Are there a lot of cars waiting? Now, the best option is to do a regular pickup or an ASAP pickup with an express, because the expresses are in a totally different area. So you can totally pull that one off. But you really just have to be mindful and judge, and I wouldn't say to try to do 2 at once when you're new, because you're just getting to know the people and all that stuff. So, but it can be done. It can be done. So I just kind of show you guys a little thing here I made up. So I made this up. Let's see if I can get it in the camera here. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I made up this little sheet here that says the date, and I kind of modeled it after for Instacart, because Instacart gives you estimated pay, grocery, and tip, and all that. I have a pickup time there, a drop-off time. I don't have what service. I used to have something in the corner here, but I don't have it anymore. But this is where I would put where it's picking up, like where from, like if it's Big Y or Walmart or whatever, and what service. But this kind of just lets you keep track of my mileage and all that. It's just something that I use so I can keep track of all the deliveries. I mean, yes, the app has it in there, but sometimes things get canceled or changed, and then that way I have just something that I keep track of. But it's not necessary, but it works for me. Well, that was kind of all I wanted to do today, was talk a little bit about Point Pickup. I think you guys should all check it out if you get the chance. If you're kind of, if things are kind of low on the Instacart side, I would definitely check out Point Pickup. All right, everybody, talk to you later.